Hey guys, so we're just gonna have a candle lit for Jim today. Um, and I'm sorry my daughter's being really loud, but I'm happy that you know that she's able to distract herself. So, hey guys, thank you. He passed away today, so sorry. Every time I think I'm gonna be okay, I just break down. I didn't even think I had any tears left. But I thought I was gonna be able to keep it together. Thank you guys. It would be like him to pass on Halloween. If I wasn't so sad, I'd be kind of joking about it because it's just funny. He's going to freaking haunt me, guys. I'm telling you. He's going to because that's why I kind of feel like it's so weird that he passed on Halloween because he will always give me such kind of tease me about believing in ghosts and that kind of stuff, and he would just be like, oh, that's so silly, none of that stuff's real, that's all bullshit and stuff. So, well, if it's real, I'll know soon, I'm sure, because he will be haunting me to just to mess with me. And I mean, I want him to. He won't, like, it wouldn't be like he will just mess with me. Oh, thank you, Brittany. Thank you so much. Thank you, BC and Jemai, Barbie. Susanna. Caitlin is. She goes back and forth. I mean, it's hard. It's definitely. I think she's dealing with it a little bit better than I am, but I guess it's. Caitlin's able to distract herself every so often, and I mean, I can too. I actually, to be honest, I do feel a tiny bit better today than I did yesterday. So I don't know why. I mean, it goes back and forth, I guess. I don't know. When I say I feel a tiny bit better today than yesterday, I don't know if that's like
I distracted myself with trick or treating with my friends. I feel better.
yeah. And I felt bad because he was supposed to take her Jim was supposed to take her costume hunting for Halloween, and this happened so suddenly, and then it's like, oh, Cindy, thank you. Yeah, I am all over the place. I'm mad. I get mad. I get angry. Which same thing, I guess. I can feel fine. My stomach will be in knots, and just I feel like I can't eat, or I'm trying to make sure I stay hydrated with actual water. not Diet Coke. I mean, gosh, the littlest things make me so sad. I mean, even my Diet Coke makes me sad because, you know, Jim dropped off these Diet Cokes, and this will be like, I have one more in there, and that will be the last time I ever drink. He used to always make sure I have Diet Coke. So, but one good thing, I did get I think I've got the financial thing like squared away where I'm not going to have, where I'll be okay for a couple months while I figure things out without him, without his help in any way. Because I might lose the vehicle and everything. I mean, I doubt I'll be able to keep it. I tried telling him, but it doesn't have my name on it at all. Thank you, Michelle Reed. He was a good guy. I mean, he was. I mean, my mom. Some There's many people who think he's like the nicest guy they've ever met. I mean, and he is. He has some. He has great qualities, but like there was the negative. We just. I don't know. I just hate though. The worst part about it is just how crazy the last few months was. It was like the worst of our relationship or friendship, whatever it was, whether we were together, not together. It was always like, it wasn't really. I mean, yeah, it has been. It was different there for a little while, just because I was dating somebody else, and then he started um, dating some chicks, and I was actually happy. I mean, if it wasn't for him not. I mean, gosh, can you imagine how I'd feel right now if that girl wasn't over there? I don't even know if you guys know that, if I told you guys that, but yeah, there was a girl there, so thank God, like, because otherwise he would have just died right there, and I would have felt really horrible, even more horrible, because I would have felt like I should have been there, and if I didn't freaking make him move out, because I told everybody yesterday, it's no secret anymore. I let Jim stay here for a few months, starting in, he was never hardly here though. So, because our schedules were always so different. So really he was here, but it wasn't, but once I started dating somebody, it just got crazy. So from about June to end of September, he was here. It was only supposed to be for a short time. I thought shorter than that, but then then he got, I started dating somebody, and of course he didn't take that good. I mean, um, Jim's, it's hard to say. Jim is who I call, I guess, the ex, who I was with for 9 years, and who was always taking my daughter places and dropping her off food. And Caitlin is just like, sorry, I have it. he saved at least 2 people's lives with his organs, which is so freaking like not deja vu. That's not the right word, but like I don't know how to describe it, but I had forgot that he was a donor. And it reminded me, I remember when the last time he got his license renewed, I remember, kind of like joke around being like, look, I'm a donor, just like being silly about it. I'm like, oh, cool. I kind of forgot about it. So they did the whole donor walk. I had no idea what that meant. When they told me that, I thought that they were, doing some kind of walk for him. Like I don't know. So when I was told that, I was like, okay, so they're expecting him not to, I didn't know that they were freaking doing it right now. I mean, but it's just time to deal with the grieving process, and that's just that's just life. Unfortunately, it does make me scared to get close to anybody, because it's painful losing somebody, that close to. It can get scary, like for some, if they don't have anything else to live for. I mean, I have my daughter, thank God, and I have you guys, I mean, you really have helped me a lot. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Nana Kim. I'm good. Thankfully, um, I was worried about how I was gonna. I was scared how I was gonna be able to live like completely without his help. Because I always counted on him. Like if I needed to borrow money, and I would pay him back. It wasn't like I was using him or anything. I mean, he would borrow money off me. Gosh, there was years that I was making more money than him. Seriously, when I was doing really good in resales, when 2017 and stuff, so in 16. So it was just he also like going, the main thing is, so he like, it's so hard talking past tense because it doesn't feel real, but um he liked to feel needed, and with me and Caitlin, he felt needed. It gave him purpose, and I don't know, can't help but think sometimes if our us breaking up was, but I know I can't think of that because there's nothing I can do to change anything, right? So only thing I can do is just learn from it, and hopefully don't ever get in a situation again where I feel like our, I don't know, it just happened the worst time. We had the worst fights we've ever had, within the last few months, and it just is. And I knew I knew his health was bad, and that was the main thing. I was always like, you need to. He just never took it serious. He had the doctors tell him it was I don't know how many years ago it was. I don't think it was even 5, but I think probably about, it was probably pretty close to 5, but 3 or 4 years ago, the doctor told him, like, if you don't quit smoking, uh, start eating healthier, because he would get high blood sugar, high blood pressure, um, He had already had a couple like minor heart attacks. He had a stent put in. So it was scary. I had had a couple scares with him. One really kind of it was one time it was kind of really scary, but just for a short time. But um, nothing like to this degree what happened this time, obviously, but nothing that scary. And so we knew his health was bad, and he never believed he was going to pass this young, or he just thought he really truly believed he was going to be alive till he was 100. And Tiffany gave me the idea on a candle, so gotta give, which, because I was like, oh, actually, that's a good idea. And so I did like that. You know what was crazy too? And I know this sounds like nuts, okay, but I knew when he passed, exactly when he passed, because I had lit a candle because I knew he was probably not going to make it through the day because, talk of donating organs and the doctor saying sorry for your loss and all that. So, and just all the other things. It's the first time that he coded, he didn't have a heartbeat, or he wasn't breathing or have a heartbeat for like 20-25 minutes. So, and I guess I just didn't realize, nobody knew it was that. I didn't know it was that long at first. So really, if he would have came back, he'd probably be brain dead, and he would never want to live like that. Oh my gosh, that would have been, yeah, he always told me to not, he, he tried to tell me, to, he would actually be like, if I ever get to like that, please, like, take me out of my misery. I'm like, I'm not going to freaking shoot you. I remember exactly saying that. Like a couple times he said, take. So I know he didn't want to be in a nursing home or not be able to enjoy life because he loved life. So, but the reason why I felt like I knew exactly when he passed is because I lit a candle earlier, and it was a little bit after 6, and I was noticing the candle, it seemed to be like going really crazy. Like not just like a normal it was, and then I was like, oh my god, he's passed. And it was a few minutes later that I had a text to let me know had passed away. Actually, it wasn't a few minutes later, it was 45 minutes later probably. And then when I asked person the time he passed, I think they said 6:13 or something, 6:09. But I remember looking at my phone because I was like, and I immediately was like, oh no, like I just felt like it was a sign. Just like it makes me wonder if I kind of like had a feeling about him that he was going to pass, like in like months ago. I mean, I always knew he was going to pass. He truly believed he was never in good health. Like our whole relationship, and I didn't think about it at first, because I was 30 years old still, and still pretty young, and I loved older guys. I always loved men in their 40s. I mean, I still do. I don't love. I mean, I would never date older or like that again because it's okay when you're like 30 and 48. And after a few years, I started getting scared. I'm like, I just always knew it was our biggest, the thing we argue about most is his health, and the fact that he didn't plan for his the future. And so like as far as for, I mean, we weren't married, you know? So I have no rights to any of his stuff, which is fine. And he knows I don't care about that. He doesn't really, I mean, he has the cars and a couple trailers that he was fixing up. Um, I'd rather have him here, of course. But he didn't worry about that stuff because he just lived life. He didn't want to think about that kind of stuff. I tried to, when I turned 30, I started becoming more responsible. Like, I started noticing, like, about 30, I started noticing, 35 definitely, where I started thinking, oh my God, I got to start planning for what am I going to do? Like, I've worked from home for so many years. Like, I don't have a 40, good established 401k or anything. And my parents are really healthy. They might outlive me. So I'm not going to get any money from them. If I do, I'll probably be 80 years old, which is fine. I mean, it'd be nice to give to my daughter, but gosh, by then she'd be 50. Thank you, Mary. He passed in your arms. Oh, but that's good too. That's also. I mean, at least you were there. Thank you, Pixie. Thank you so much. Thank you, World Peace. I'll run over to help you if I make it across the eastern. Wait, what? What happened to Cindy? Let's. Hey, down under. My brother and I have a legal signed document to not make each other have to live like that. Yeah, but it was difficult because they put him on a do not resuscitate list, and I knew, like, he always, gosh, I can't tell you how many times he told me. He said no matter what, make sure they do everything they can to keep me alive. I said, well, that's when I brought up, what about if you're brain dead or whatever? I mean, because it's like, we have had that talk, but he was always so convinced. He didn't feel older than me. Like, he, I guess he felt like, I don't know, he was so outgoing and always on the go. Um, yeah, gosh, I never even heard him complain. So this is it's crazy. I never heard him complain, or I've never seen him um, complain, ever be in pain, ever complain about, never say, oh, I have a headache, or, I don't feel good. He never, ever complained, ever. And, me, I'm just like, I complain all the time. I don't know how he dealt with it, but because he's so laid back, but I'm just, thinking about it is just crazy to me. I'm like, I've never heard him really, I mean, I did, when we broke up, that was pretty rough, and he was we were both like, you know, it was tough because I was definitely in a hard position. Had I known he was going to go like that, it would have never went the way it did, but, can't do anything now. No, I'm not saying he was old. I know, right? During COVID lockdown, so you didn't even get a. Did you even get be with? That's the thing too, and they're still keeping these COVID regulations, and they, and I, I was. I'm not. I'm technically not, I wasn't his wife. I had no, and I mean, a couple of his family members last they heard, he was, mad at, but that's just how he is. He's always been kind of a bullshitter, and no, everybody knows him or knew him, knew not to take, he he got better, but he would fib a little bit. Like he would change the truth a little bit. It wasn't to he definitely did over time get better with that because I would, how I am about being honest. Um, but it was more like he wanted to make everybody happy, and so a lot of times he would just say whatever people wanted to hear, and it would get him in definitely some situations because he would always bite off more than he could chew. He really was. He's just one of a kind. I mean, I guess we all are, right? But I don't know. This definitely is going to be very strange. I mean, going from seeing him now, that's what sucks. The last couple months, I hardly saw him, and it just is. I just feel so horrible how things ended. So if I could, if I can hopefully keep one of you guys from feeling the same way or having regrets. I think that everybody probably has regrets. I think it's normal to always have regrets. And sometimes it can be worse than others. The regret with Jim is very pretty. It's pretty bad because I do I know that, and I do know that it was not an angel. Okay, as much as some people want to believe he is. I mean, some people think he was just like he's good. He was he definitely could make people believe he was he was definitely a Gemini. We'll say that. He is very business minded. He could sell ice to Eskimo. Isn't that saying? He just, but you know, the controlling thing. Thank you, Farm Girl. Thank you, Stilo. Thanks, Rue. Yeah, we had just recently gone through a hard time because so he was living here up until the end of September. He was staying here for a few months, and we weren't technically together. So I mean, he was my ex, and we weren't together. And I did date somebody for the first time since we had been together, you know. And so yeah, that did cause a little bit of drama and things. So it's like you're gonna have to leave. It's just getting too crazy and stressful, and because I knew like there's an 18-year difference, and yeah, that was the main thing. Just for those of you who like older men and you're in your 20s or whatever, please think about that before you. I'm not saying I know age is just a number and stuff, and I didn't look at Jim like. I mean, I didn't look at him like he was an old man or anything like that. I didn't feel like he was so much older than me or anything because he was very young at heart. And he looked pretty good. I mean, for his age, and I just make sure it's tough. It's tough being with somebody so much older because you got to think about I didn't used to think about that kind of stuff. I just live life. When you're in your 20s, you don't think about tomorrow. Well, I didn't, anyways, really. I lived for today at that time, and it was like party, party, party. And yeah. Uh, Where's for you, daughter? You have nothing to blame for yourself for. It's going to take time and stage. You'll be okay. I don't think I can make it. I didn't think I can make it. Yeah. Overnight, what to me? The jab. Thank you, Tennessee Poppy Seed. Thanks, Sherry. I am. Yeah, and people see X and it's like, yes, my ex, but like they don't understand. It's not like, oh, it's been years or, it's, yeah, he was my ex, but like I said, he was living here. So I was living with him when I first started doing YouTube. And then, I had moved out. I truly was. I truly moved out, and then 6 months later, he had, he would buy places like trailers or even cheap houses, and he would fix them up and resell them, and he'd make good money on it. And he had got an offer on that trailer that he was fixing up. So I said, sure. I said, okay, you could stay with me. I guess, like, just know that we're not together, and I wouldn't sleep in bed with him because I didn't want to give him the wrong idea. And, you know, um, but, and I could use, the help with rent. So I was like, sure, like, come stay for a little bit, until you figure something out. Well, like, months went by. Well, actually, because it was soon after, because when he first moved in here, I wasn't dating Jason. And it was like just a couple weeks later that I started talking to Jason, and of course I just let Jim move in, and it just got crazy, and I regret how things ended, but I just have to keep faith that there's more to this life than just what meets the eye. And maybe, like, who knows? Maybe he can hear me right now, You never know. We don't know. Yeah, we were still, I mean, he took, okay, and also a big part, only father figure my daughter knows. That's another thing. Like, people don't get that. Like, some people don't understand it, but it's okay. It's not a contest, but it's something for people, if you're to take into, it's hard. Like, when you really like somebody, you don't like think, oh man, I can't date him because, well, now I might think like that because of the pain and trauma from his passing. Now, like, I don't even know if I'll I don't know. At this point, I don't feel like, I mean, I've already felt like I didn't want to date, and now I really, really don't want to because then they're just going to die. Why would I bring anybody else in my life that I'd have to go through this again? It's so much easier sometimes just to be alone. We'll take time for you to see the bigger picture, but I promise you, well, our stories are much different, but have so many similarities. It's crazy. What is? What do you mean, Jackie? What did I say that you felt was too much? I don't think I said anything too much. How I am about. I do. There is some things I'm not saying on here because you know sometimes people sometimes people get worried that they're just looking out for me because they know like people will give me shit and just or they think stuff's too personal because if it was them they wouldn't put that stuff out there and stuff. But we're all different and handle things differently, and I'm a very an open book. But with this situation, there are obviously some things that I'm not going to discuss because it is personal. I mean, it also is personal, but I want people to learn from my. I don't want people to make the same mistake. Like, I'm not saying he wasn't at fault at all, like that, because he was too. I mean, but I don't know. Yeah, open book. The strangest thing happened this summer. A red bird landed on my shoulder and stayed there for about 5 minutes looking in my eyes. Kind of was crazy. That feels like, yeah, it makes you feel like it's a paranormal thing. Think of it as now you got someone that going to be watching over you guys. You know what? My mom actually said that. I was surprised. My mom's she's not a spiritual person at all. And she was like, and I had told her on the phone, because she just got the world of Jim. And I had told her on the phone about obviously his passing and stuff. And I was telling her how, it's crazy he passed on Halloween and, how he would always give me crap about believing ghosts and that kind of stuff. And I said, I was telling her, like, if there's such a thing, trust and believe he'll be haunting me. He will let me know that the afterlife is real. He will. He will let me know there's more to life because it's something we talked about many times. But he was convinced he was not going to pass away. But I do remember saying to him one time, like to haunt me and come visit me and haunt me so I and he's so he let me know that there is such a thing. So if it is a thing, I think we will be having some visits, I'm sure. Um, which I would welcome it. I mean, as long as it was him and not some scary freaking, you know. But my mom had texted me, and usually, I mean, she just ignores me when I say stuff like that. But she had texted me and said, I really hope that that's true. That's true what you said about um, there being more to life after this, because I hope Jim like is watching over you guys, you know, and taking care. My mom liked me with Jim because she knew I'd be okay, you know. She knew he was a provider. That's just how he is and what he just does how he is. It's not that's what makes him happy. Didn't I email back, Destiny? What's the number? What do you mean? Oh, you can have my phone number. Hold on. Is that what you mean? Surprised you don't already have it. I do think I am okay though, guys. Financially though, I think I am okay. For So I won't worry too much about that. I know I was concerned yesterday, but I think I got it figured out. So, I don't want to over. I don't want to yeah. Okay. Here, I'm gonna send you that, Destiny, but sorry that it won't be like a long message or anything. Um,
Will you put this on me?
yeah. Oh, watch out, watch out. Hold on. Hold on 1 second, guys. You can see you on the TV.
I don't care.
Well,
I could care less right now.
Yeah, but you're not. Okay.
Here, can we put this on my butt?
On your butt? You know I'm live, right?
I don't care. It's right here. Did you get it?
Yes. Did you Okay, yes, sir.
I don't know what
Don't mess with it.
I don't know what it is, but we'll see. Have you been talking to Jim through the candle?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Why? That's kind of rude.
No, earlier I swear to God, we were like, the candle was like responding to things I said, and it was weird earlier. But anyways, I'm sure I'll probably try to communicate with him. Um,
The thing is, what's so confusing, they have stuff out, they don't pass out candy.
Wait, hold on, let me Sorry, guys, I'm reading an important message. Um, Hold on, guys. I gotta send a message back. Sorry, guys. But yeah, my phone's been blowing up. I didn't even want to this morning. I just wanted to. I did not want to wake up. I mean, I didn't. It's not like I didn't. I didn't want to. I'm not saying I didn't want to wake up ever again. I felt I just wanted to sleep and sleep and sleep because the pain, was a lot, and I didn't want to believe it. I was hoping it was like not true. Dad would be laying there. What would you? Let me read your story, Rue. Couldn't have any more. I had 3 and he had 2, and they are all grown now. We have grandkids. My husband lost his oldest daughter in. We'll have to look for the rest of your message when you get finished. It's interesting because I leave all my coins in the car when I get changed, and yet somehow I randomly find coins on the floor in my house, like all the time. Thank you, Christy. That's true. I have a little munchkin that I have to be strong for, right? Sometimes, sometimes she has some words of wisdom for me, and she can be really wise for her young age at times, and keep it. She would come out here and be like, I just try to remember that I'm not the only one that's going through this and hurting like this, and everybody has people pass away, and and so she's keeping a good head, or she's keeping a good, you know, head on her shoulders about it, but you know, hold on. Sorry. I was trying to find Rue's, what she said about the dimes or whatever. They say past loved ones leave coins. Yeah. Oh, her butt. She had a pimple on her butt. So she wanted me to put one of those like pimple things on her, like those little circle things you put on pimples that are supposed to. She's so worried about. Oh gosh, she's so worried about these pimples on her butt. She's afraid they're gonna leave scars. Oh man. Thank you, Tisha and Smiley. Oh, thank you, Breege. Blue hearts. It can be any color hearts. It doesn't have to be blue. I don't even think that he really. I guess if I would say if he had a favorite color, I guess it would probably be blue. He had the most bluest eyes you would ever see. I mean, his eyes. Let me see if you can just see probably in my Facebook picture. Like they just like sparkle. Let me see if you can tell in this picture. So yeah, blue looked best on him because his eyes were so ice blue. It's unbelievable. Honestly, it doesn't feel real. Trying to find a picture. I would have never. I guess I'll just show the one. You can't see his eyes in this one, but I showed him yesterday, and yeah, you can't really tell on that. Trying to figure out which one's the best way to do it. Oh gosh. Our kids teach us lessons than we teach them. Kids are more observant. No, I didn't say he was old. I'm talking about the age difference. That's what I'm saying. No, he was too young to go. I didn't think he would go this young. I thought at least had another 10 years. Yeah, and well, thank you guys. I mean, I would say you're giving. He's not obviously here, but he's probably like, like yeah, I know. I mean, he has quite the ego. but I think it was more of a kind of a. I don't think he had quite the ego that he tried to present. You know, I think actually he was really quite the opposite, but he tried to. I don't know. You would never know what he's thinking. Oh, really, Marlene? I can't watch it. Like, will they show the person? Like, I don't want to see him in that. No, I can't. I will. I will love it. I'm glad that's there. I can't even look at our past messages, or I still haven't looked to see what time it was the last time I talked to him. I'm curious, but I don't want to look. It just is. Grandma and Grandpa was 17 years apart. My great grandmother and my great grandfather were quite. I mean, they weren't that far apart, but man, I think she was like 14 and he was like, yeah, it wouldn't have been exactly illegal these days. I think he was almost 10 years older. But they were together until both. But the thing is, they were the rare. Well, no, he passed away. Well, he lived a pretty long life. I mean, gosh, he was probably almost 80 or 80. My great grandmother, lived to like 100. So he passed when I was young. So she was, I mean, she did have, sometime 20 years alone. I just, I like being alone, but I don't like, I just don't really like the pain that comes with. Sorry, I'm reading an important message. What's wrong, Caitlin? Are you okay?
Yeah, fine.
Oh, I thought I heard you crying. Okay.
I want to pick up.
Okay. Okay, guys, I gotta mute for a second. Okay, sorry, got that. I know that was like, of course, I'm like freaking. Aw, hold on. Aw, thank you. Destiny said, let me redeem that. Aw, she sent a DoorDash gift card. Believe death is a happy, good thing. We get selfish sometimes and want to keep from feeling lost. Death is the reward of completing the pain we made to endure on earth. Yeah, if people are being like just very hateful, like now I mean nobody can really make me feel any worse than I already do, but like people like that just need to go because and it's not and I would say that if it was no matter who was the person up here talking and I wouldn't stand for that no matter who it was. It's not just because it's me. I think it just shows complete like just complete like lack of morality to go into somebody's stream who is broken and has something like it's obvious that something really did happen and that somebody close to me did pass away. So why would it ever occur to somebody's mind, oh, let's go in there and just make her feel worse and want to kill herself? That's what they feel like they are trying to do. But I mean, that would never happen because I have a daughter, for one. But so, I mean, that's not even an option. My block list? No. I haven't checked the block list for a long time. Thank you, Molly. Go heavier. See, it's around with love at this. Oh, thank you. Yeah. Hey, friends, it seems like I'm commenting back slow. It's because I am flipping keyboard. Oh, it keeps freezing. Oh, how frustrating. We had this to. Thank you. Yeah, we use DoorDash all the time. That's like what we use. So thank you so much, Destiny. That was really sweet. Oh, and she said she sent an email too. What? Aw. She sent. Aw. She sent me a little. She sent me a something a gift card through email for Instacart too. That's really sweet. I use Instacart, so I mean I haven't used it for a while, but I sometimes use it. So heck yeah, thank you. Let me see if I can add it to. I'm trying to figure out where to add it on Instacart. I'm sure there's got to be a way to. Oh, there we go. Oh, thank you. um, right down under. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing I can do. I mean, I do. Surprisingly, I do feel a little bit better than yesterday. I don't know. That could change though. It might go up and down. I'm guessing it will. Thank you, Rue. When I was, I broke down to somebody in a mess. I was bawling. So it's really weird. It's very bipolar feeling, very up and down. I've never felt like that, like this up and down, like so fast. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, I don't know, it's just like rapid changing of emotions. Still didn't find that ring. So I'm hoping that the first thing Jim does, his first task on the other side is to lead me to where that ring is. That's what his first task of being on the other side. I'm already giving him task like on the other side. Oh gosh. He's definitely he liked that. It's so funny how some guys are. Some guys like to take care or to he just and he did do everything for me, and I just wish that he knew I did appreciate him. What kind of ring is it? It was an engagement ring. Yeah, I know. I put James. I When somebody came in and said James, I went and looked at my title. Or I went back and looked at my title. I'm like, where are they? Why are they saying James? I'm like, oh, I put James in the title, which I only call him James when I'm just sometimes I'd be like I sometimes I call him that just whatever just to be like silly I guess. But he has a son with his same name, so um we call him Jim. So Jim is Jim, and then his son is Jimmy. So or James, like at work he's James because right, Jab. Even if you're angry with him, that's yeah. I'm. I haven't felt too like angry yet, but like I know his health was bad. I mean, this is something I knew, always intuitively knew. I mean, obviously we're all gonna die, but it's like I knew he was gonna was gonna be like this. So it's so crazy how strong our intuition can be sometimes. How crazy accurate it can be. But for some reason we never people usually don't listen to their intuition. It's kind of like when how I was in my 20s when I would be drinking every night and wake up with a hangover feeling like shit and still drink. That is baffling. Why would I sit there and drink something that's going to make me feel shit like shit all day? And actually, I'd have to it, yeah. It's so, I thought like if I had a loss like this, I'm surprised that I haven't been like wanting to get messed up or anything. Actually, it's very much the opposite. I really do feel like using substances, even marijuana, definitely alcohol, makes it worse. It prolongs it because you're trying to numb it, but it does in a way, but at the same time, it also makes you just erratic. You just prolong the pain. It's always going to be painful, but it will lessen, and I'll learn how to cope. I know that. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, his health was he was on all kinds of medicine. He was on high blood sugar or high he had high blood pressure. Um he had high blood sugar. I think uh, I do know his blood sugar was so high. They were like giving him a liter of insulin an hour while in the hospital today. But actually I don't think he was on anything for his sugar. He was on so blood pressure. He was on blood thinners. Um, and I just hope that I just hope to God. I bet he probably didn't take his medicine, He probably wasn't taking it like he was supposed to. And, he was overworking himself. And thank you, Rainey. Close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Hey, Terry, haven't seen you forever. I was wondering about you a while back. Thank you, Christy and Annette and Mike. She's doing better, Harley. She's doing better. I mean, it comes and goes, but I think it helps her if I when I try to have a good attitude because it just makes her more sad to, you know, we kind of feed off each other's energy a little bit. Sorry, my aunt was messaging me. It scares me that my hubby and I are getting older while raising two girls. No, he wasn't diabetic. He was probably close. Well, Samantha, after losing my daughter, but then now I have a better relationship with God than ever. bit better today because you went to see him and told him you love him. His blood pressure did go to normal. Like, it was weird, but I tried to I made excuses for it, but I did notice his blood pressure was very low. Sorry, I just got another message. I did notice his blood pressure was really low when I went in there yesterday, and it concerned me. And I was like, oh no, this is bad, you know? And I started talking to him, and um, just telling him that, that we love him and he's our family, and, that we appreciate him, all that good, trying to stay positive and trying to give him a will to live or a reason to live, and tell him, I all kinds of stuff. Anyways, I noticed his blood pressure, it went to like normal, like a really good blood pressure. I even said to him, I'm like, man, you'd be really proud of your blood pressure right now, because he always had to test his blood pressure. That was my dad. Huh, I don't even know what a normal sugar level is. He did like sweets, really. I don't think he was on anything for blood sugar, though. He probably was. Gosh, he was on all kinds of stuff. Nothing narcotic. It was just like stuff for his heart and blood thinners, and he took aspirin, and damn it, that just reminded me too. He had that also. Of course, when he had his heart attack, they gave him that, like, those things that you can give them to. They're supposed to help them live or something. Probably be expired now, anyways. But I thought so, Genevieve, but I didn't. I was like, yeah, nitro. Because if you ever have to give it to someone in emergency, it's just oh really? They give me 3 bottles of nitro pills when I have my heart episode. Yeah, I'm getting there, Tiffany. I mean, I feel I don't know why, but well, it comes and goes. Like he passed today, but for some reason I feel a little bit better than I did yesterday. I think like I'm not like my stomach isn't hurting like constantly. It's only like part of the time. But yeah, see now I'm thinking about things like that, like oh how I had nitro pills and maybe if I was there and I would have known what those nitro pills were and maybe he would be here. So that's kind of stuff I know that's normal and people think that and I'm sure, if it wasn't his time to go then he wouldn't have gone. I just really had hope that he'd make it through because I know how strong he is and I know how much will he had to live. I thank you, Nightingale. Yeah, the anxiety, I guess I should say, is not as bad. I don't know. Do you think that's because, like, now I know he's passed? You know? I know it's hard not to what if. Can't beat yourself up, It just, it just couldn't have happened at a worse time. It was, definitely not the time. Definitely not I am glad that I was able to tell him he was my hero. I am glad because he really is. He saved. I mean, he really he really was is. I don't think. I mean, he seems so young to pass. When did he have his first heart attack? I'm adopted, but my adopted bro had one at 50, and I had a friend died at 29 from what is 29. Yeah, the anxiety is the worst. Damage the organs. I'm sorry. My dad passed from the same thing. It's so hard. Right. But still, like, Kimmy, you know how it is. Like, yeah, but then sometimes you're like, I don't know. Sometimes I'm wondering, like, what if there is no afterlife and this is just it. And I'm really freaking mad about my necklace. But you know what? One thing I will say that I know that many of you don't care for psychics, and that's okay. It's totally fine. But I will say this: one thing that Mystic Mermaid did say yesterday that was spot on that I wasn't even thinking of that did help is she mentioned a chain, and I was like, oh yeah, I did put it on the chain because I remember I my fingers were swollen, so instead I put it on the necklace on I put it on the chain of my necklace. So now I just have to find where I put that damn necklace because I think it is on the chain somewhere. Wow, 29 years old. Well, thank you, Vixen. That's true. People don't get I didn't get to talk to him today, but I mean, I have hope that he can hear me now. That's what they said, that the hearing was the last to go. So, but like, I feel though, I don't know. Tell you care very deeply for him, and I bet you anything that necklace reappears when you least expect it is a sign from him that he's okay. My aunt last Tuesday, she had a heart attack. It's so hard losing loved ones so unexpectedly. Thank you, Belladia. I don't know. Maybe I did help him let go, but I don't know. Probably didn't, because I was, of course, being selfish and saying that. Well, I was trying to. It wasn't being selfish. I mean, of course, I wanted him here, but I know how much he loves life. Like, and I know he. I don't know. I don't know if we have a choice when we get in those situations. Like Mystical Mermaid said, that he was like, struggling, or which because he was saying, or supposedly it was, so he was struggling whether to stay or to go because it was so peaceful. But it's like, I feel like if he had any say or any type of say in whether he would stay or go, I feel like he would stay, even though, because I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I understand like heaven would be like, it's heaven, right? But I don't know. Guess I'll never know until I know. Thank you, Quinny. You are with him, you will have peace in these last moments, bringing you so much peace. It's okay to be selfish and death of loved ones just a little bit. If he would lose all his dignity, so you won't. Yeah. You needed to see him at the hospital, and it was smart you went to see him. Yeah. It did make me feel, I was happy that I did get that opportunity. Okay. At first, I wasn't gonna go. I could not, but God, I do know. I'm glad that you guys convinced me, and I was like, you know what? I am gonna go, because um it might, because then I would be wondering, oh, if I would have talked to him, would it have saved him? Would he have pulled through if I told him, that I was gonna, you know, take care of him and move back in with him to make sure he'd be okay? Like, would he be okay? Would it give him a will to hang on? So I'm glad I talked to him, because there takes away one what if, because he's not here. So, and I sent his sister a recording to play. She said that the machine started beeping. She said that machine started going crazy, and she said when he was like, I don't know if it's true, or she was trying to make me feel better. I don't know. Yeah, and I kept like rubbing his arm, because I couldn't like hold his hand, because it was just nothing. His hands were really cold because they were icing trying to lower his body temperature, which he hates cold. So I don't know. That kind of bothers me. But anyways, I was like, I rub his arm. He because his hands were too. They were just like, when it bothered me that he couldn't hold my hand back. I thought maybe he'll be able to squeeze my hand or like, but no, it was nothing. I live with regret daily, not saying goodbye to someone very special to me. It's important for you and for them. Yeah. I guess it is important for closure, I guess. I don't know if it would have been so important to him or not. Probably he's not I don't know, he's so like I don't who knows. I know he probably yeah, I'm sure it meant a lot for me to be there if he was aware. Um Thank you. I'm Sanika Karma. And Kimmy, I am a Christian. I just don't talk about it much on here. Good night, Lana. Something I never had to live with until recent. It's the worst feeling. I'm really sorry you didn't. Yeah, but I kind of think that our brains play tricks on us, and we just, I think it's something everybody goes through. Our brains come up with every reason to sit there and blame ourselves. You know, if it's not one thing, it's another. Sometimes the regret can be, deeper than. But I do feel like everybody has regrets when somebody passes close to them. And it's good to try to stay realistic in your mind and remember that, your mind's going to play some tricks on you when, right now. And, and try to remain realistic and remember how things really were and not just so one sided, just thinking about the bad I did. You know, it, I mean, even though he would, sorry, Jam, if you hear this, but I think you would know now that you're not perfect. Even though you want to believe that. He always would believe he was perfect. And truly, he didn't think he truly believed that. So, but he wasn't. You know, but he did have a lot of great qualities. It's not by saying somebody wasn't perfect, that's not a he took it as an insult, and it's not an insult at all. That's everybody in the entire world. Thank you, Robin. Aw, sweet Vixen. Thank you, Paula. It's obvious he was carrying a donor card, so he loved life, and now he passed someone else a life, and he's a hero. Yep, that's exactly what I said to my mom. I said he he possibly saved at least two people's lives, maybe three, and I told my mom, it's like, there he is being a hero again, like always. Oh yeah, it will hit me again at the funeral, and it's like now they're talking about possibly cremating him, and I'm trying to remember, but I swear that he really did not want to be cremated. God, I wish I could remember. But it doesn't matter what I say, they're going to do whatever they want anyways. But I did ask if they did cremate him, I want like a necklace or something with his, I want a little, something. I said, please, like at least. I'm trying to remember. I mean, I wish I could remember exactly. We've had that conversation about whether he wanted to be cremated or, and I'm for some reason I'm thinking he did not want to be cremated. But I do know, which that'd be really weird that they would do that because his mom's a Jehovah's Witness, and they don't believe in that because they believe in the 144,000 people ascending to, you know what I mean? That 144,000, that's not very many people when you think of all the people that's ever lived. Anyways, that yeah, his mom won't, she won't take blood transfusions, and she won't be cremated because they believe, and I don't know, I guess it ruins your chance to go to heaven or something. Yeah, you can make some from, that's true, no woman. Necklace with cream and never take off. Yeah. Here's a person that had all all specified at that age. I am sure he has what he wanted and didn't want, and his funeral arrangement wishes to not make loved ones. Well, that's the problem, May May. And that's the thing that you're right. You're exactly right. You would, but with James here, that's not the case with him. He lived life to the fullest at day by day. He didn't worry. He didn't stress about tomorrow um, at all. And that's one way we did like really mesh well because he's very spontaneous. I am too. I could be like, "Hey, let's go to Florida this weekend," and he'd go. Okay, it wasn't like, "Oh, let's." No, we need to plan it out. No, we could do that because we both worked from home. Both had our own businesses, so it worked. It was just it was we had a lot of amazing experiences. Like right here in this picture, we're in Miami, um, South Beach. Um, we went to South Beach several times. I mean, we had a lot of amazing times. But the thing is, that's the one thing we really argue about often is about like he thought he was going to live till he was like 100, and he refused to believe that he was getting older and that he was going to die someday. You could not talk to him about that stuff. It was like pulling teeth. Like he did not want to go there. It was very scary to him. That's probably one of the only fears he had was dying because he loved life, you know? So, yeah, he didn't want to think about that. And that's the kind of the predicament we're in now is that, we don't have a will. everything, you know what I mean? Everything's in his name. Me and him were never married. I don't have any rights. It's fine. But with the cremated, and you know, that's the situation we're in with the cremation and the or burial. We can have ashes made into diamonds. Yeah, I heard that. It's like two cantics. Dang. I've seen how crazy cool like we were. Wait, what? Catcher picked out that they're all expensive. Flavor. Like DNR people believed means DNR. Are you talking about do not resuscitate? People believe means no assistance, but it doesn't at all. Most have a protocol and a stopping point. Yeah, he didn't have that planned out, May. Unfortunately, he did not. He was not one of those people that believed he was going to die young at all. I've never seen somebody have so much certainty that they were going to live past 100 like I did with him. He was so sure. So he was in no hurry to make a will, worry about anything like that. But since he lived day by day in the way he lived his life, he spent money like crazy. I mean, this is a guy who put $100 bill into a slot machine. I've seen do that, and I would just about like, oh my God, be like, I couldn't watch it. Anyways, he did not care about money. He did not care about spending money, which was a good thing, and it was a bad thing in a way. The bad thing is that he, you know, he didn't. I mean, I really doubt he has more than a few thousand in the bank. Um, he wasn't one to really save. I mean, he does have a very, very good job, but he loves spending money, and he loved, you know, his Harley and, you know, his cars he would always trade out and stuff. So he didn't I mean, he just, like you said, he just didn't really have much because he spent money like crazy. He didn't, I don't know. Just a shrail? What's a shrail? No clothes. Yeah, it is a beautiful way to look at life. He did. He did have a beautiful outlook on life. I mean, just positive. He was so optimistic that it would annoy the hell out of you. You know, like when I mean, sometimes it's like, come on, you can't. I mean, he would. My, will he been? No, he didn't have a will. I know I won't know it, but yeah, cremation for me. Good night, no woman. I am gonna go here soon myself because I have been sleeping a lot, just trying to. I don't know. Kind of in a way, like, so if they cremate him, does that mean there's no service at all? Then, do you guys know? I've never. Um, known somebody to be cremated, like in my family or. Thank you, baby. The memorial. Well, so you still see him in the casket and everything? Oh, thank you, Yaya. It's really nice. Appreciate it because I definitely need the prayers for sure. We had service with viewing prior to the cremation. Oh, really? I don't want to see him in a casket. Guys, that I really don't want to see that. Like how do I avoid that? Do you guys think that that's necessary for me? I mean, I want to be there but not see the casket. How am I going to avoid that? Oh god, I don't think I can see him and I mean I can't. Oh, I thought that there would still be a viewing, May. Having a viewing a service for Dan, but then had him cremated. You can do it. Yeah, that's true. You can probably do whatever you want. I didn't have a viewing for my grandpa. He was cremated, but we had a memorial. I just don't want to see him in a casket. I can't. I mean, it was bad enough seeing him on that in the condition he was at the hospital. I mean, I saw my grandparents in the casket, but it's different. Like they lived a full life. I mean, maybe some people think he lived a full. I mean, he was still. To me, I believe he was still too young to pass. Wow, 34. Yeah, that'd be probably what I would prefer, Roswell. Something like that. They did cremation and just had a service with no viewing. Sometimes there's urn at the service is up to the loved ones. We didn't have a viewing. I have never seen a person who chooses to be cremated presented in a casket. She looks so bad. Do you think that was do you think that harm? Do you regret seeing her like that, Jab, or are you glad that you saw her? Like, because I'm trying to decide if I will regret it if I don't see him in it. Do you think I'll regret it? Well, is there? I mean, if as long as I go, I want to go because I want to. Obviously, like he's important to me. Even though he probably wouldn't care if I went or not. Like honestly, like he's so laid back, but no, I want to go. I just don't want to see him in a casket. So I would prefer if they cremated him and put him in a vase and and there wasn't a viewing. But I mean, but I have to I'm gonna try to remember though what he said to me. I remember having the conversation with him. I want it to be how he wants, but I just don't want to see him in the casket. I can't. I just almost makes me. I feel like the funerals are. I don't know. I'm not. I mean, to be honest, I'm not real excited to go to a funeral. Like I really prefer not to, but I'm not gonna not go if there is one. But to me, all that's gonna do is just make me feel worse. But I do want to know where he's buried, and I'm sure I'll visit him all the time there. You wish you didn't see her like that? Take a pic if I want to see it one day. I feel like it was a little weird for my uncle Sirius without him there, but that is different for every single person. Yeah, but if you're a spiritual person, then you believe that they're there anyways. Oh, no. Roswell, no. No. No, I don't mean it in a negative way. What I mean by saying that he wouldn't care if I was there or not is that he just is so laid back. Is he does? I don't need to be at the. Okay, if they can, you know, see us and watch over us, then he would see. Then I don't need to go to a funeral home to pay my respects or show that I loved him, because he'll know that, because he would see that from, but I would go to the funeral because I know for myself, like, I would regret not going, and it would make me, I would have regrets. I probably will look at him in a casket, like, probably once, and then I will probably try to not look, because I don't want to have a regret and not. But not seeing that one last time, but like I said, it's a personal choice for each person. Sometimes I didn't get to see my grandmother didn't have an open casket because um her because of she always got those those older people who, she said she had thin skin, and it would, she would get like bruised like really easily, like real bad. It would look horrible. And I kind of inherited that a little bit, but not as bad as her. Um, anyways, when she passed, I guess like she looked horrible. And it had to do with, I think her whole, I think from, if I remember right, they said like she basically looked like she was bruised all over. Yeah, I know. I guess I am stronger than I think, but that's only been over time. I get, but I guess that's normal. People probably always, we all get stronger with time, as long as we learn from our mistakes, and kind of the moment when you get to see them truly at peace, and it helps you come to terms with the fact that it is real. Funeral or memorial is also a means to support you. Ziggy. It's just be together as you see them off. However you all choose. Yeah, but you know how those are, those family functions. You're already upset, okay? And who wants to go to a family function where there's people you don't want to see there? And it just is all awkward and uncomfortable. But that's me though. I'm weird. I don't like being around. I don't like get-togethers and stuff like that at all. I dread freaking Thanksgiving and Christmas. Dread it. I hate it every year. Like, my mom sent out freaking mass texts to me and my sisters about Thanksgiving, and I'm just like, oh God, I don't want to go. Don't want to go. But I gotta remember too. At one point, I thought I didn't want. I thought I really wanted Jim to just go away. I wish he would just leave me alone, right? Just be careful what you ask for, I guess. Because now he's like gone away forever, you know, which makes me feel horrible that I said that. So, I mean, yeah, jab. Fix them up and write down the makeup and dress that can make or break a funeral. A good funeral home makes them look as much as themselves as possibly can. I know people that didn't want to have an open casket because they don't want people looking at them. Yeah. Oh, I would go. No, I would definitely go. I just was trying to think how I could avoid not seeing him in the casket. You know what I mean? Like I was trying to think of a way around, still being there, but when it, but I don't know. That's kind of impossible because when they do the service and somebody goes up there talk and stuff, which I need to start. Well, first I need to know if they're gonna have a service, which I think that that's the plan. But then she mentioned something about cremation, so I don't know if that's. I don't know, but if there's a service, I definitely want to say something for sure. I'm gonna go up there and say I don't care what anybody says. Actually, that's a good idea because I feel like that will be very helpful for me if I say something, like I'm speaking to him. Good night, Cindy. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's unreal. It just does not feel real. Just doesn't. I'm looking at this forever rose he got. It's not like a forever, they're called a preserve rose. Let me see if I can show you guys. It's a long stem rose, white rose, that he got me when he was trying to, convince me to go back with him. And what did I do? I threw it in the back room. I mean, I'm glad I kept it though. All right, guys, I am going to go. But I think hopefully, I don't know. I'm sure once I get the funeral, whenever that is, I'm sure that's going to be a rough day. Um, Maybe rough the next day too. But I do feel hopeful because I do feel like a little bit at peace. Like I feel like maybe he's helping me deal because I'm not in as much pain as I was yesterday. And really, I should be in worse pain, because he's gone. I mean, I have those moments, but they're not as often as yesterday. But I mean, Oh, thank you, May May, and thank you, Shannon. Yeah, and good night, Jab, and good night, Cindy. And thank you to all the people that sent super chats. And I didn't even look. I put in the Destiny with the gift cards. That was just really sweet. So let's see. I was telling my mom you were worried maybe people was on the way home. I played her your message to Jim, and I told her I played it for him when they were all on a family meeting. And I thought you would want to know that Mom said she doesn't blame you for anything. And after she heard your message, she said you played that for your brother. I said yes, I absolutely did. And she said that she was proud of me for doing that for Bubba. That he has been wanting to hear that. Oh, and she was so happy he heard those words from me. Oh, I hope it's true that he heard him. Sorry. Yeah, I know. I feel really bipolar. I'm not bipolar, as far as I know, but I feel like that right now. I sent recordings to his sister to play for him today because only this. They at first were saying only the siblings and mother could be there and kids. And plus, I was afraid. I didn't want to watch him die. I sent her a couple of recordings to play for today, and just one more last chance that it would save him. I know I'll be okay though. Thank you guys so much. Oh, I'm sorry. I think I made a lot of people cry. That's why the warning titles, because I don't want to depress anybody. I don't. I mean, I remember when I was all depressed on here earlier this year. I mean, this was a really hard year. This is the hardest year I've ever had, I think. I'm not usually this um, depressed. I just had so much stuff going on, and it was tough. Definitely one of it. I can't think of a year worse at this moment. But when I was depressed earlier in the year, I started to feel bad. I really was trying not to because it was affecting people. Because you know, and that's normal. Because if you hang around people who are sad or depressed, it rubs off. It makes you think of your own, you know, things that you are sad about, and it's just so I try. I try not to get like this, but in this case, when this is about as bad as it could get. I mean, the only thing worse would be um, something happening to my daughter, or yeah, even my dad or or mom or something, I guess. But I don't know which would be worse. I don't want to label them, but I'm just saying this is probably about the worst, just because of how everything happened and how everything ended. It's definitely not what I wanted. I hope so, Christy. All right. Good night, guys. Thank you so much. Really. I mean, I know I was crying and stuff, but I am like, I do feel a tiny bit better, and I am I do think I'll be able to get back to true crime and very soon. Um I don't know. The funeral is probably going to throw me off, I would guess. I'll probably get back to it, just get back to it, and then have the funeral, and then I'll probably be veered off for a few days. So I'm just warning. It's gonna. I hope so, May May and Christy. It's life. Yeah. Thank you, Yaya, and appreciate it. Oh yeah, and Donnie is home. That's true. That is good old Donnie. Just like you know how on Annie, I used to love that movie. One of my favorite movies of all time, Annie, like the old Annie, not the new one. The new one is sucky. Good old Sandy. Good old Donnie. You know when Annie says, "Good old Sandy." Dumb dog, why are you following me? Yeah, Donnie is out. It's official. You know every word of Annie. I know I probably see that movie like more than any other movie. Maybe Wizard of Oz. I saw that a lot too when I was younger. But Annie was definitely one of my favorites, and I still can watch it to this day and be fully entertained. Yeah, Grease is pretty good too. So I got out one of his big stuffed animals, like he got me, so I could, you know, cuddle with it, and it just like makes me feel better, you know. When we had to rent VCR. I know, Jen, I do. I do. I really do. So, all right, guys. VHS. Oh gosh, I know. I was like wondering who got my grandmother's VHS collection. She had every Disney movie like ever made. I think some of those would probably be worth money. I don't know, but I was kind of wondering what happened to them because she was quite proud of her VHS collection, Disney and Pillow. Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna go for real. Good night, and I will try to. I'm sure I'll be on today. I say today or what Tuesday. So I appreciate you guys truly, truly. I don't know what I would do. Like seriously, if I didn't have this outlet and you guys to like, I don't know. Good night, guys. I hope so, May. I hope he does send me signs. I hope him passing on Halloween's a sign that he's gonna haunt the hell out of me. So that's fine. I want him to because I just want to know that he's around. It will really help me. So good night, guys.